Hello, freedom seekers. Welcome back to another video. Pornography is something that many people consume, often without thinking much about it. It's widespread, easily accessible, and largely accepted in certain circles of society. But despite its normalized presence in our culture, the true impact of porn on the brain is something that many overlook or don't fully understand. The truth is, pornography can have a far-reaching effect on your brain and your overall mental health. One that can be subtle but profound. We live in a world where instant gratification is king, and pornography plays a central role in satisfying that desire. However, there are hidden consequences of excessive consumption that can deeply affect the way your brain works, the way you feel about yourself, and even your relationships. It's not just about what happens in the short term, but also about the long-term impact. In this video, we're going to explore the shocking truth about porn and its effect on your brain. You might be surprised to find that the consequences are much more significant than you think. To understand the effects of pornography on the brain, we first need to look at a chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that plays a central role in the brain's reward system. It's the chemical that makes you feel good when you accomplish something, eat something you enjoy, or experience any form of pleasure. When you engage in pleasurable activities, like eating your favorite food or having a fulfilling conversation, your brain releases dopamine, giving you that satisfying, rewarding feeling. However, porn consumption hijacks this natural dopamine cycle in an alarming way. When you watch porn, your brain releases a large surge of dopamine, much higher than what you typically experience with other enjoyable activities. This creates a powerful feeling of pleasure. But here's the kicker. Over time, the brain becomes desensitized to this massive dopamine release. What once gave you a rush now doesn't feel as satisfying, and you're left wanting more. In essence, your brain starts to crave higher and higher doses of pornographic stimulation to experience the same level of satisfaction. This creates a vicious cycle where your brain is constantly searching for more intense material to keep up with the dopamine rush. But as the cycle continues, the natural, everyday pleasures of life become less enjoyable, leaving you more reliant on pornography for that instant gratification. One of the most alarming effects of prolonged porn consumption is how it desensitizes your brain's reward system. Normally, the brain's reward system operates to reinforce positive behavior, helping us to feel motivated and to repeat behaviors that are beneficial. But with porn, this system gets overloaded and hijacked. As you continue to consume porn, the brain gets accustomed to those high dopamine levels, and it starts requiring even more intense material to feel satisfied. The result? Porn begins to take up more and more of your mental energy and focus. Everyday activities that once seemed enjoyable, like going for a walk or having a conversation, may no longer provide the same level of satisfaction. Your brain is so used to the overstimulation of porn that it has trouble finding pleasure in anything else. This desensitization can also lead to increased cravings for more extreme and graphic material, as your brain demands more stimulation to experience the same reward. Over time, this can severely impact your ability to enjoy real-world experiences, relationships, and even work or hobbies that once brought you joy. Another disturbing effect of porn on the brain is the development of compulsive behavior. Just like any other addictive substance, pornography can trigger a compulsive need to consume it. The brain, in its attempt to get that dopamine hit, may begin to crave porn more frequently, leading to a cycle of constant consumption. This is where the concept of porn addiction starts to take shape. When people think of addiction, they often imagine substances like drugs or alcohol. But pornography can be just as addictive, especially considering how accessible it is and how easily it can trigger the reward system. The constant need for more stimulation and the feeling of emptiness that follows can make it hard to stop. You might find yourself watching porn even when you don't want to, or when it's interfering with your work, relationships, or personal goals. This compulsive behavior can lead to feelings of guilt, shame, and frustration. And the more you try to quit, the harder it can seem as your brain becomes entrenched in the habit. The cycle of watching porn for that dopamine rush, followed by guilt and regret, is emotionally draining and reinforces the behavior. Porn isn't just affecting your brain on an individual level. It's also affecting how you connect with others, especially in your intimate relationships. Over time, excessive porn consumption can distort your views on sex, intimacy, and relationships. The unrealistic portrayals of sex in porn create distorted expectations that can affect how you see your partner and yourself. For example, many people who consume porn regularly may begin to expect the same level of performance, excitement, and intensity from their real-life partners as they see in the videos. However, real-world intimacy doesn't work like porn. It's about connection, emotional closeness, and mutual respect. If your brain is constantly comparing real intimacy to the hyperstimulation in porn, it can lead to dissatisfaction, disconnection, and a lack of emotional intimacy in relationships. Moreover, the emotional distance created by excessive porn consumption can hinder your ability to communicate openly and honestly with your partner. As your brain gets rewired to expect certain behaviors from sex, it may become difficult to engage in the true emotional and physical connection that builds lasting, meaningful relationships. As porn rewires your brain, the psychological toll can start to show in other areas of your life, particularly with your mental health. Research has shown that excessive porn consumption is associated with higher rates of anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. The constant need for more intense material can lead to an increase in stress, as the brain struggles to keep up with the demands of overstimulation. The cycle of compulsive behavior, guilt, and shame also adds to the emotional burden. As a result, many individuals who struggle with porn addiction report feeling isolated, unmotivated, and overwhelmed by negative emotions. The impact on mental health is especially concerning because it often goes unnoticed. People may not realize that their mood swings, anxiety, or feelings of inadequacy are linked to their porn consumption. This mental strain can further perpetuate the cycle of addiction, as individuals use porn as a temporary escape from their emotional struggles, only to feel worse afterward. The shocking truth about porn and its effect on your brain is that it's not just a harmless form of entertainment. It's a powerful force that can change the way your brain functions, your emotional health, and your relationships. The overstimulation caused by porn rewires your brain's reward system, desensitizing you to everyday pleasures and creating compulsive behaviors. It distorts your view of intimacy and sexual relationships and can contribute to mental health struggles like anxiety and depression. But the good news is, it's not too late to take control. Recognizing the impact of porn on your brain is the first step in breaking free from its grip. Whether you choose to quit entirely or just reduce your consumption, there are ways to retrain your brain and restore balance to your life. It may take time and effort, but with the right mindset and support, you can begin to reclaim your mental, emotional, and relational well-being. The first thing to understand when it comes to overcoming the negative effects of porn is that the brain is incredibly adaptable. This phenomenon is known as neuroplasticity, the ability of the brain to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. Just as the brain can be rewired by excessive consumption of porn, it can also be rewired by positive and healthier habits. Taking steps to reduce or eliminate porn consumption is an act of rewiring your brain in the right direction. This process may not happen overnight, but with consistent effort and conscious action, your brain can begin to recover from the damage caused by overstimulation. One of the most important aspects of this journey is patience. When people first stop watching porn, they may experience withdrawal symptoms. These include irritability, restlessness, mood swings, and even an increased craving for porn. This is simply the brain adjusting to a new way of functioning, away from the overstimulation it has become accustomed to. It's essential to remember that these symptoms will fade over time as your brain recalibrates and finds a new balance. The journey to break free from porn addiction begins with one key factor: a commitment to change. Acknowledge that porn has affected your brain and your life in ways you might not have fully realized. From there, it's about taking the first step toward recovery. And this can look different for everyone. It can mean cutting down gradually or quitting cold turkey. There's no single right way, but what matters most is that you decide to take control. Start by setting boundaries for yourself. This could involve blocking access to certain websites or apps, finding ways to change your environment, or even asking for help from a support group or therapist. Some people find that replacing their porn consumption with other positive activities, such as exercise, reading, or connecting with loved ones, helps shift their focus away from the temptation. The key here is to replace the time and mental energy spent on porn with something that's more fulfilling. This could be working toward personal goals, developing new hobbies, or working on your mental and physical health. The next step in overcoming porn consumption and restoring balance to your brain is the cultivation of healthier habits. Just as porn rewires your brain, so too can positive habits. These habits don't just fill the void left by porn, they actively contribute to a healthier lifestyle and a sense of well-being. One of the most beneficial habits to develop is mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being present in the moment and being aware of your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Mindfulness techniques, such as meditation and deep breathing exercises, can help you manage stress and cravings. When you find yourself thinking about porn, mindfulness allows you to acknowledge the craving without acting on it, enabling you to refocus your attention on something more positive. Another great habit is exercising regularly. Exercise releases endorphins, which are natural mood boosters that can help alleviate the anxiety, stress, and low mood that might come with breaking free from porn. Whether you prefer cardio, weightlifting, yoga, or simply going for a walk, regular physical activity helps reduce cravings and builds mental resilience. Additionally, improving your diet and sleep habits can support brain health and emotional well-being. A balanced diet rich in nutrients, along with sufficient rest, helps regulate hormones and neurotransmitters, which can be thrown off balance by excessive porn use. Another vital aspect of recovery is learning to reconnect with real intimacy, whether that's with a romantic partner, friends, or even with yourself. As we've discussed earlier, porn distorts your views of intimacy, often setting unrealistic expectations that don't align with real-world relationships. When you remove porn from your life, it's essential to rebuild your understanding of intimacy. Start by focusing on emotional connections first. Engaging in deeper conversations, sharing personal experiences, and creating moments of vulnerability with others help rebuild trust and closeness. Real intimacy is about mutual respect, emotional bonding, and understanding each other's needs. For those in romantic relationships, open communication is critical. Talk with your partner about your journey and what they can do to support you. If you've been hiding your porn consumption from your partner, being honest about it can help rebuild trust and create a stronger connection. Sexual intimacy should be about emotional connection and mutual pleasure, not about trying to replicate the unrealistic portrayals seen in porn. Recovery from porn addiction isn't just about quitting porn. It's about rebuilding your life in a way that prioritizes your mental, emotional, and physical health. To do this, setting long-term goals is essential. Having something to work toward gives you a sense of purpose and motivation, helping to distract from the temptation to return to old habits. Some long-term goals might include improving your career. Use the energy that once went into watching porn to advance in your job. Start a new project or develop a new skill. Building a healthy relationship. If you're in a relationship, focus on creating a strong, emotionally intimate bond with your partner. Personal growth. Engage in activities that promote personal growth, such as learning new skills, pursuing hobbies, or focusing on mental health. Health and fitness goals. Create goals to improve your physical health through exercise, eating well, and prioritizing self-care. By setting specific, measurable goals, You can track your progress and stay motivated on your journey toward recovery. While breaking free from porn can be a solitary journey, it doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Seeking support is a crucial aspect of recovery. Whether it's talking to a trusted friend, joining a support group, or working with a therapist, having someone to hold you accountable can make a world of difference. Accountability partners can help you stay focused and provide encouragement when things get tough. Support groups, both online and in person, allow you to connect with others who are going through similar struggles, offering a safe space to share experiences and advice. Therapy can also help address the deeper psychological factors that may be contributing to your porn consumption, such as past trauma, self-esteem issues, or relationship difficulties. Having someone to talk to who understands your struggles can help you feel less isolated and more motivated to continue on your path to recovery. The shocking truth about porn in your brain is that its effects are more damaging than most people realize. However, there is hope. By understanding the impact of porn on your brain and taking intentional steps to reclaim your life, you can begin to reverse the damage and restore balance. This journey is not easy, but it's possible. With patience, self-discipline, and support, you can retrain your brain, reconnect with real intimacy, and create a healthier future for yourself. By breaking free from the cycle of porn consumption, you're not just reclaiming control over your mind. You're opening the door to a more fulfilling, purpose-driven life. It's time to take back control. Start today one step at a time.